But I didn't know whether it was tonight.
Recording now, like so. The time now is 19 minutes past 5 in England, and it's 19 minutes past 7 Greece.
What's happened?
30th of March.
Hold on, Zach's just rung. Hello. How are you doing? I've just had two fucking votes round from the council line. I'm about to tell them to fuck off, but then if they want to get me, they'll get a warrant, won't they, from police. So what time are you coming over? Oh, right, that's all right. So you're coming straight over then, yeah? Right, okay. Right, brilliant. Right, we'll see you in a bit. Thanks, Zach. It is at the moment, but when are they coming back? That's the question, isn't it? Yes. Yeah, I told them to fuck off. Yeah, I'm pushing more than that. You want to see what I've pushed? This is the last one on heat. This one. Oh, this is shit or bust. I'm telling you what I've done. When you come here and find out what I've done, you won't believe it. Right, I'll see you in a bit. Right, cheers. Right, bye. Yeah, they're going to get that, Andy. They're going to get that warrant. I know they are.
Oh, you don't know that, do you, mate? Was it the council? Have you phoned up the council?
No, they're closed, aren't they? Everything's closed now. It's 5 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
I have reported Boris Johnson, Julian Smith, and everybody else to the Houses of Commons and got that number. Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about what I've done. The bank, the council, police.
You've done it with honour, though, mate.
Yeah.
You only pointed out the facts. You may have been using a few cuss words or whatever.
No, I haven't swore at them.
No?
No. Oh, I did back in the day, yeah.
Yeah.
Before I woke up, or as I was waking up.
Well, it's a shock to the system, isn't it? That's what I think. This is why they will try the mental health card on you every time, like. This is why I just say, all you do, and the same what the Baron said, like, yeah, you don't make statements unless you can substantiate those statements with the material and physical evidence, like, which is what you can.
Yeah.
So it's not you that's crazy.
Yeah. All they've got is hearsay anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'd have done anything wrong, why didn't the police lock me up when I did it?
Exactly. When you only ask for something that's there.
Yeah. No, I mean, through the whole process, they've never locked me up. Then I've got fucking court tomorrow. Is it 1st of April tomorrow?
It's 31st tomorrow, isn't it?
Oh, thank God. At least I might get a day off then. I dread to think what they're going to do in court.
It's already done. Their decisions should already have been made. It's going to be very interesting, though, to see what the outcome comes.
It certainly is going to be interesting, isn't it?
Well, they still have to answer for the agent of the customer.
Mm.
And they still have to provide their letters patent to say that they can actually be a court.
Can I say something here, Andrew?
Yeah. We're recording.
Yeah. If this system is like I think it is, and I don't know it all, right? But if it is as simple as being an agent and not contracting, if I don't contract, and I haven't, have I?
No.
I bet they can't do fuck all. Not if they come out in white, because they've invited me. I don't have to go, and they can't judge me.
And
I've never contracted.
You've already entered into the court's alleged case management file. that the court manager said that the judge said that you couldn't see.
Yeah.
And you've had witness by the security at the court to say that your documents that has been entered into the court.
Can you imagine if I'm sat there and they're asking me all these questions and I say, I'm not round the twist. I know I own my own vehicle. And I said, and I'll tell you, who's the registered keeper? If you don't believe me, look in my case record file. Case, yeah.
Yep. In black and white, because they've got the registered keeper in their court file.
Yes. And they've got the limited company, and they've got me. Take it away.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got proof that Yorkshire County Council wouldn't, or not North Yorkshire, but I've been told from Councillor Stabley, and I've been told I've got an email from Settletown Council, because I'm not registered to vote. They can't do business with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So who was that round the door about an hour, well, 30 minutes ago?
Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it?
Seemed a very nice guy.
You are?
He seemed a very nice, polite guy.
Yes. I maybe should have asked him what he wanted, shouldn't I?
Yeah, well, probably I would.
But
I would have made sure that it was understood in the terms and conditions before we speak. Who is it that you're looking for? And made it known very clearly that you were the agent of that man, and you're going to ask that person, should I say?
yeah, but you just react, don't you? You say what you say.
Exactly. When you're in the moment and it just comes, especially with the phone calls that you've made, the people that you've spoken to, and the things that you've pointed out to those people, there's a big cover-up wanting to come, I guess, isn't there?
That woman was saying that it's a a joint company and a thingy and all this, and I just said, I'm awfully sorry, I don't want to talk to you because you just tell me lies.
Mm-hmm.
Right. He says, they rung me on a mobile number, right?
Who did?
They did. That it was a woman from that company.
Which company?
The one with fucking the regeneration one. But it must have been from the other one, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because it went straight through to the council, didn't it? Yeah.
Well, it's the council were ringing me then. Yeah. And it came off a mobile phone. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I asked him, no, I didn't. I never asked him to ring me back. I said to him, how could I have asked him, listen, Andrew, what did I ask him? About payments and stuff. Have you paid any of the?
Has any of the directors been paid?
Yes, and then it went quiet. So when have I ever asked for a call back? She said, you asked us to call you. I've never asked them to call me. And then she starts telling me about how things work. Mm-hmm. And it can't have been from the council because it's after 5:30. And there was people in the background. So she had me on loudspeaker.
Yeah.
I ain't stupid. I fucking know when a man isn't in a fucking house. You couldn't hear a fucking fridge. You couldn't. Right. I was talking to Frank last. You know when I spoke to that bloke in the bank?
Yeah.
Right. I'm telling you, when she mentioned my name, Olga, they've got somebody in a room. Yeah. I was talking to Frank last night and I said, it was just deadly quiet. And he said, shut up. And you can hear the room, you can hear the house. Yeah. The fridge is humming a bit and the electrical thing. Yeah, I know. Mm-hmm. Right. That fucker was not in his house.
Yeah.
He was in like a box. Mm-hmm. If I could describe it, a box.
It was beautiful, wasn't it?
And I would imagine that box, from the sounds that I could hear, which was nothing, it had no feeling. I would imagine it had no window. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he was in a room. So one of the officers of the building itself, like, saying he was working from home, possibly. You know what I mean? But
I
anyway,
think
that's one of the
I
best
think this is the bank.
things. You reckon?
I have a feeling they did it last time, didn't they?
Well, who do you reckon those were? Well, exactly, yeah. So yes, it's quite possibly. So who do you think these two guys were then? We need to find out what the registration. Well, we've got the registration number of the car. You said on the first time you repeated it. Well, the first time you said it out with one H, the second time you said it with two H's. I take
Right.
it.
Well,
Looking at the registration, I would look. It looks more realistic as the JY. Sorry, the YJ14CH. Sorry. YJ14CYH. That looks more like one. But you said also YJ14CYHH.
all right.
So is that all that? Whose was the black car in front? The one the one I read about. That's yours, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I've sent you the photos of the two guys anyway.
Yeah, brilliant.
Don't know how clear of a picture, not very clear a picture, but you know, you can visualize it. I'll just share them on here, not sure what we're doing it.
Make a fucking appointment next time.
So there's
Yeah.
one. There's another one.
Yeah.
And there's their car.
Well, brilliant. We've got it then.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, they fucking don't fuck about, do they? Got all this evidence on them and they still.
Well, you've seen what they've done with Tariq, haven't you?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Certainly
I
doesn't
haven't even,
look like
I haven't even breached an order. I haven't been anywhere fucking near, Andrew.
just they don't look like police. They
No,
don't.
they weren't. If they were police, I'd have told them to fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have said they were police.
So who sent them then?
Well, I don't
Count.
know. I mean, it's a shame that we should have calmed down and asked him, shouldn't we? Really?
Yeah, but
You know, who sent you here? You know, who's
yeah,
your boss boy?
it's all right saying that. It's all right saying that when you. Yeah.
I know, mate. I'm not. You know,
Yeah.
hindsight, eh? Hindsight, wonderful thing, isn't it?
Oh, of course it
Shoulda,
is.
woulda, done. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. That's all they use on us, and when you talk back to you in the courts.
Yeah. Fucking bastards. Huh?
Oh, you're back into that zone again, aren't you? But like you say, this time you've put the information out now.
Yeah. So
the more they do, and I mean, that's it. They can't cover it up. That's why I say transparency is the thing, because what you're revealing that they've been up to is they need you to go so that they can get rid of it, so it can go away. But like they was gonna try to buy you out, buy that piece of land out of you so that they can clear it up that way. Yeah.
yeah.
Been thinking if they give that to you, like, you know, you'd shut up, like, and then also pull you into it. So if you ever said anything, you'd be involved in it because you sold it as and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
Or they're going to, so obviously because they can't do that, then they're going to try a different way. But the thing is, all they want to do is to stop that from getting out. That's
Yes.
why you've got no option but to put it out, because once it's out, there's nothing that they can do to you. Anything they do to you, you know, it only highlights what it is that you was putting out.
Yes.
So
Yes.
if they do anything, they just highlight. So that's why I say, you know, if you've got something.
Can we send this to somebody? The video.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, we didn't do it properly last time. So I mean, you've got are your mates around you still?
I've got Alistair here at the moment. Yeah.
Okay, so you've got some people there just in case anything. So we can just go through a breakdown, and basically, you can. In fact, actually, what I'd do is do a short breakdown through to what brought you into the awareness of what was going on, or to be sort of knowing what was going on, but to then when you've now come to do your looking and delving into things, looking into companies' house and so on forth, which actually shows the whole thing, because you've never done an accusation. You're just simply stating, you're asking questions, yeah? And you're just highlighting what's actually going on within these councils, within inside shell companies, and within inside these organisations, these companies that have got councillors that are meant to, be honest and expose everything that they're involved with. And you've got that, and this was all down to that councillor Staveley, wasn't it? Because he had to say that he had to divulge all of his information under an honesty thing, and he said he was never involved. Yet Company House says different. Not you. Company's House says different. So it's not a case of whether you're saying anything. You're just simply pointing somebody out that, hang on, mate, wasn't you asked to tell the full truth about your stuff?
You don't have to be right bright for a company to be set up in 2017. Yeah, what are we in now? 2022. So it's 5 years old nearly this year. April, August, I think it was set up. I can't remember.
7th of the 7th, remember? 7/7/17.
Was right, yeah. So
the company was called what?
5 years.
What was the company called again?
Craven Regeneration.
Craven Barnfield Regeneration.
Barnfield Regenerations.
Craven Barnfield. Yeah. So here's the actual company we're talking about here.
Look at this.
Craven Barnfield Regeneration Limited. Company number 108555480. And the registration office address is 1 Bellevue Square, Braunton Road, Skipton, England, DB 231FJ. Company status active. Company type private limited company. Incorporated on the 7th of the 7th, 17. Accounts next, so 31st of March 22. So it's up to date with all its accounting. Confirmation date. So it's all done. And its nature of business is 41100. Development of building projects. And the significant person in control of this business is 2 active persons with significant control. 0 active statements. Craven District Council, active. Correspondence address 1 Bellevue Square, Broughton Road, Skipton, England. So it's the same address. Yeah. 2nd of February, notified on the 2nd of February 2018. Governing law, Local Government and Act 1972. Legal form, local authority. And the Barnfields Investigation Limited active. And that's 8 Kenyon Road, Loamshire Industrial Estate, Lancashire, Nelson, England, BB9, 5SP. And that was notified on the 7th of July 2017. Governing Law, Companies Act. So
Companies Act.
You've got Companies Act and you've got Local Government Act, both governing this whole, because they're both significant.
So I presume all these things will be signed in accordance with the Companies Act then, will they?
Well, according to 2006 Companies House Acts, section 44, 1 and 2, yes. So on this is the people that are active. So we have a secretary who is James Andrew Horden.
Is this the original company? The first one?
This is Craven Barnfield Regeneration Limited, yeah. He was appointed on the 25th of September 2017 as the secretary, James Andrew Horden. And then you have Andrew John Cooper, who was of 8 Kenyon Road, Loamsmead.
That's who I spoke to today.
Yeah, and he's the director. He was appointed on when this company started, on the 7th July 2017. And then you've got Paul Christopher Ellis, who was appointed in September.
Head of planning.
Yeah. Then you've got Patrick Thomas Mulligan, who was a councillor. He's the director. He was appointed in September 2017. Irish nationality, country of residence England. And you've got David Michael Staveley, councillor. And he was appointed on the 7th of April 2020. So when did he go into the council? When did he become back into the?
It had to be after 2021 because Richard Welsh died in 2021 and he stepped into his shoes. So he stood for election in 2021.
And he was asked to come forward.
He declared his interest and it was best tyres at Settle and Dale View at Hellifield. I've got hiccups.
Yeah, he's a director, clearly here on Company's House of Craven Barnfield Regeneration Limited. Yeah, he didn't declare the fact that he was a director of that. So that's, I don't know about anybody else listening to this, but to me, that's not correct, is it? He should have declared the fact that he was a director. That is if he knew he was a director, because he may not have known he was a director.
Yes, because of Tom Fell.
I mean, just because, like you say, of Tom Fell, who was the that company that where he has been made a director of a company, he doesn't even know he was a director.
No.
Very strange, yeah. All to do with the same people, is it not? Is it not to do with the same councillor? Because has this councillor here not got a house on that same estate?
Yes.
Yeah, he's not a director.
Yes.
Of that house on that estate. Yeah.
But the builder what? But the builder was Gareth Wooler.
Then we have James Paul Webber. Then we have Timothy John Henry Webber, who, if you look it up in here, also calls him an MBE, which, if that's MBE standing for what MBE should stand as an initialism, yeah, because that's an initialism, not an acronym, MBE. MBE standing for like FBI, yeah, that's an initialism. So MBE, I would imagine, is member of the British Empire. So Timothy John Henry Webber is a member of the British Empire. He's the managing director of all this.
Are you sure it's not, can I say something funny?
Yeah.
Massive Bell End. Yeah, MBE.
Well, it doesn't stipulate what it is. So
Andrew, can I just introduce you to a friend of mine, and he knows I'm not round the twist.
Yep, who's this?
And he's called Fat Bob. Yeah.
Hello, Fat Bob.
Now then, he's not called Bob and he's not fat.
They call most people tiny and the massive.
Just tell him I'm not round the twist for you.
You're a skinny Rob, not a fat Bob. Yeah.
Something like that.
No, his name's Alistair.
Okay.
And it's a long story.
Okay.
No, he's not round twist.
He's not round the twist, no. I can vouch that he's not round the twist, because at the end of the day, he's only pointed out facts. Right? And facts don't make people round the twist. If the facts are stated, it's on Company's House. They can't dispute the facts, because it's, you know, you argue with Company's House, like, you know, that's not us, is it? You know. So who's Ian Barry Holton?
You what?
Who's Ian Barry Holton?
I don't know. I've never looked at him.
Or Gareth Jamie Smith. Let's just have a quick gander at Ian Barry Holton, see what he's part of. He's part of H&H Consultancy, Liverpool. He's actually resigned from Cravendale, so now he's gone on to H&H Consultancy.
Who's in that company then, people?
I'm just going to have a look now. First of all, let's have a look at significance. This company knows or has reasonable cause to believe that there is no registrable person or registrable relevant legal entity in relation to the company. Which makes me realise that, doesn't it? So that's Julie Leachy.
No, I've not heard of it.
Holton. Julie Leachy again. So Julie Leachy is secretary and director, and Ian Barry Holton is the director. 70 Quebec Way, South Ferry Island, Liverpool, Merseyside. So that's who they are. That's who he is. Let's just go back to, so, oh, I've gone past on that. Craven Jail registration. Yeah. People.
You were back on Craven Barnfield.
Yeah, because we're going down to so
Yeah. Yeah, I should print that fucking photograph off if I had a printer. Yeah, laminate it and say if they ever come and ask me if I'm not so well, I'll say you need to go and see this bloke first and give him the fucking director in with tits out.
So Skipton, so another David Smurthwaite, who was Craven Barfield registration, that he also was Craven Voluntary Action. He's dissolved that. He dissolved Craven Citizens Advice Bureau. So he was Craven's Citizens Advice, Craven's Voluntary Action.
And that's all the council stuff, in it? Citizen advice and stuff like that.
Let's see what Skipton Bid Limited is. It says local government, what's it? So let me just go back to that.
That's why they don't have a significant person, because the council started them up, innit?
So he's a local government officer. He's a director of Skipton Bid Limited, David Smurthwaite. So
I've heard of him.
Let's have a look at this. So persons of significance. It used to be Andrew John Mear. Mr. Andrew John Mear ceased. March 77, date of birth. He ceased on 2016. And this is when they're notified again. It's the usual thing. No one known.
So there's no known significant person.
No known significant person. Yeah.
How can you have a company without a significant person?
There's loads of them, mate. So Lindsay Johnson, Louise Close, Ivan Douglas LaRouche, James William Parker, Gary Roberts, David Smurf.
Don't know any of them.
Willisbeth Wheelhouse, Bristol. Oh, these are resigned. Is resigned. Bristol Legal Services Limited used to be with them. Leslie Gould, Thomas, Geraldine Thomas, Susan Mary, Belfield, Robert Andrew Belfield, Anthony Jeffrey Barrett. Nothing's jumping out.
No, not jumping out there. I think that you've gone way past what you need to do.
Yeah, so let's go back to the active ones. So
and what company are we in now? I get lost with this.
Well, if you look at what it's putting down here, though, it's like head of group insurance, principal and CEO. So it's been like chief officer. So chief officer's Louise Clare. You got principal and CEO Lindsay Johnson, MX, and you got head of group insurance Ivan D. Douglas LaRouche, and you've got government, quality assurance governance manager, managing director, local government officer. So he's a local government officer.
You're joking?
No, that's what his position is. And he's just active with that Skipton.
These things that are going into partnership, yeah. They should have a company without any councillors in, and they should be two separate entities. You shouldn't be mixing.
No. And that's David Smurthwaite. So those are the ones that have resigned from it.
The Craven District Council won't even tell you what sort of company they are.
So see James Paul Webber. See who James Paul Webber is. He's Bridgewalk Apartments Management Company Limited. Craven Barnfield Regeneration Limited, Barnesfield Construction Limited.
Yeah. Construction one. And they're doing
Spec Business Park Limited, that's been dissolved. Empire Business Park Management Company number 3 Limited.
What do they do? What's their business?
Let's go on to it. Dormant company. It's a dormant company.
See who's in it?
Andrew Coop.
Oh, well, there's one.
James Paul Webb.
Yeah, another.
Significant Control. Barnfield Contractors UK Limited.
Go on that then.
Mm-hmm. So
Let's see
Pendle
what the jobs
Enterprise and Regeneration. So here's another regeneration one. So this will be another council one.
Yeah.
Tier council in here. So Pendle Enterprise and
Pendle.
Regeneration.
Yeah.
Very
We said, didn't we? Anything with regeneration.
So
Yeah.
it's 41100 development of building projects. So people. So this will be a council in that case then.
I bet there's some councillors on it.
Barnfield Investment Properties and the Borough Council of Pendle. There you go.
There you go.
So it's the council again that's involved. And people. The people in here is Philip Moosedale,
Not heard of him.
Ashmed.
Oh, Ashmed's in there again.
Yeah.
We met him earlier.
Cockburn Price, councillor.
Councillor.
Andrew John Cooper, which is the one you spoke to earlier.
Yeah.
Asjad Mahmood, councillor.
We've heard of him. We've heard of him before as well.
Webber, Sheila Webber, Timothy John Webber, MBE. David Michael Baxter, councillor whip, which we know about. We've seen him to show his. Just how
Let's look at this.
Let's have a look at his councillor. Let's have a look at his what's it? This is his David Whip, councillor David Whip.
He has his tits out. He's a right fat cunt.
Council West Craven, Pendle Borough Council for Craven
Pendle Borough Council.
Holdswick Town Council. Yeah, so that's that.
Who put shit like that on Twitter?
I don't know. You just wouldn't do it, would you? Really? Julian Helen Whittaker, Stephen Barnes, Dean Langton, Anthony James Beckett, Michael Edward Blomley. Oh, well, babe.
Bastards, aren't they?
Babe. Yeah, these are all resigned. Councillor.
Right, if you go from Pendle, when you go from Pendle, you'll probably end up at Colne, will you? And stuff like that. Their councils, they'll end up the same. When I looked through all this right quick the other day, Andrew.
This councillor. Yeah.
Yeah. I got as far as Manchester, Bury, and that way.
So he's in the 2 regenerations, this guy is.
Bad, isn't it?
But 3, so he's involved in 3. Pendle Enterprise, Pendle Enterprise radiographer. His occupation is a radiographer.
Fucking balmy.
Pearl Together Limited. Let's watch the Pearl Together Limited one because this will be a good one as well then. So let's look at significant. So Barnesfield Investment and Harewood Housing Society Limited. And the people in this are Andrew Cooper, Nadeem Ashmed, Elizabeth Sarah Cockburn, councillor, Cockburn Price. Andrew.
You know when we used to have councils and they had their own men?
Mm-hmm.
That's why they got rid of them, so they could sub everything out, become a director, get a fucking backhander. That's why our council tax is so high.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then they won't even answer a question when you ring them up.
Yeah.
It's a good service. And I thought we were living in England, not North Korea.
And see what he's been involved in. Grove Lancashire Limited.
But you can see through the history that they folded companies and stuff on all sorts of shit.
Yeah. So Grove Lancashire Limited. Also Regenerate Pennine Lancashire Limited. Elevate East Lancashire Limited. There are previous names to the company.
Yeah. That's what they're doing. They're ripping us off. They're shutting the company down and starting another one up.
And the significance are not known.
It's obvious, isn't it? Just on company's house without looking at books and meetings and shit.
Yeah. Another councillor. Alison Barnes. And look, the thing is here, right? All these have got PO box numbers.
Yeah, I know.
All these have got PO box numbers, PO box 100s. So with Cockburn Price, was that Jeffrey? Another Pauline Cox councillor. Timothy Rex Hamilton Cox councillor. Andrew Clive McNee. No, it's not a councillor. Anthony Clive Mitchell. There's Ian Mitchell Moran, councillor. Miles Parkinson, councillor.
This is how they've tried to do it legally, isn't it?
Councillor. Ian Mark Townsend, councillor.
Andrew?
Yeah.
If they weren't doing out wrong, they wouldn't have rung me, would they?
It'd been, like I say, it would be interesting to see what there was actually coming round. It would, and who it was that was coming round. You know, let's just have a look at who should we pick on to have a look on. So have we looked on Cockburn Price yet? See what she's involved. No. Grove Lancaster, Pendleton Regeneration. And
oh, regeneration. They like that word, don't they? They can't think of another fucker, the dumb cunts. Sorry.
Line Bid Limited. Pendle Heritage Centre. She's a PR consultant for them. She is company director. So, well, we've just done the, we've gone past it there. Yeah, just slip back then. Yeah, so where was the council? So regeneration. Let's have a look at this one here. Colne Bid Limited. Right. So nature of businesses, activity of business and employers, membership organisations. Significant persons. Again, nothing hidden. So Nicholas Stephen Anderson, Mark Bateman, Sarah Cockburn councillor, Joanne Greenwood. No one really is jumping out. David Clegg, could have been Nick Clegg, couldn't it? Joseph Cooney, councillor. He's resigned though. So look what he's up to now. He's resigned. But anyway, so there's, like I say, there's plenty to just keep looking through. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, if just in lay, just like it's nice and simple explained, because it all started from you wanting to get planning permission on your that piece of land that you had.
Yeah.
And what they did, and what you caught them out doing. Basically, that's the whole point of it, is the fact that you've caught them out hook, line, and sinker. The people who voted on a meeting that happens every so often, that the people sit down and vote on a piece of land that they believe that houses that should be built on, and that your piece of land got the most votes to be the one for it, and the least votes against it being the one. Yet yours got through out, and it was all because certain person that asked you to put something in a brown envelope and pass it over to him that you didn't do, and because you didn't do it, that's what happened, and your planning permission got thrown out. Yet, even though it was voted the most wanted and the least not wanted.
It was in the local plan. This is what annoys me. Yeah, it was in the local plan, and the public of that village got to choose. There was lots of land put forward.
Yeah,
and the people got to choose. They could vote for what they wanted building on and what they didn't want building on. And I went for planning permission. I got 7 houses? Yeah. And the developer went for planning permission for another 30 some on some more land that we had, the exact same piece of land.
Yeah.
And it went in for planning permission, and they hadn't I don't think they completed the local plan, but they kicked it out of the local plan, and they were having a meeting. It was recommended by the, what do they call them? What they call planning officer, who has a degree in planning, by the way. None of these councillors do. And he recommended it for approval. And on the last, and the couple, it was Mr. and Mrs. Ward, who demolished a house and rebuilt it. And I've got a witness sat here that it was totally demolished. I wrote to the council, I explained to them that, and I don't know if anybody knows about building, but I'm a builder, yeah? And Alistair's a builder that sat with me, right? If you were to build a new house, it would have a cavity and insulation, yeah?
Right.
And I've got photographs of how it used to look and photographs of how it looks now after the work they did on it. It was meant to be like a conversion. And I know this for a fact. If you take, you can knock every wall down, but you have to leave one at least 2 meters high into it. The original wall has to be that you leave. You've got, if you had a house that had 4 walls,
You can take
you
3.
can knock 3 of them down, and you can take the other one down till it's 2 meters high. If you go below that, you've demolished it. Yeah. So what they did, they knocked 3 walls down, built it up. Yeah. And the 4th wall, when the other walls were up, they knocked that down. Right. And I explained to them that it's an old building, so the walls are 3 foot wide. Yeah. There's no cavity. It's full of stone. It was an old barn. And I explained to Craven District Council that they'd knocked these people were trying to stop me getting planning permission after what they'd done. Right, there was 70. The parish council meeting, there was 70. I got called a greedy landowner. Right, I got called a greedy landowner, and I built how many low-cost houses was it? 3. We built 3 low-cost houses and had 7 houses on it, but we could have just built 4 and had no low-cost houses and made probably more money. Yeah, I didn't get all this money. I got 60 grand. Yeah, or slightly over. Yeah, but I put a lot of effort into that. And the day of the planning, I met the gentleman who had got they were putting flyers out. They were having secret meetings. Yeah, to try and stop it. Right. And I met the gentleman who'd done all this with his wife, Mr. Philip Ward, and his missus, and she's evil. And I'd even got the gentleman that lived in my we ended up with this field because it was my granddad's, and he had this big house. He was a nice gentleman, a lovely gentleman, and we ended up with this land. And when it went for planning, I met the morning of the meeting. I met the gentleman who did all the campaigning against us. Yeah, and I said, I'll see you at the meeting. I wasn't going, yeah, because it was a developer that was doing it. I was just letting him know that I was going to see what reaction he got. I says, I'll see you at the meeting. He says, no, you won't. I says, and I'm not stupid, yeah. I ask questions in a different way than most people. And I says, well, it's all sewn up. We've got planning permission. Right? And you've never seen the look on a bloke's face like that. He went, you what? I said, it's all sewn up. We've got planning permission. And he says, no, you haven't. I says, how do you know? He says, trust me, I know. Yeah. Right. And guess what happened? This is just coincidences. Richard Welsh, who lives 100 yards, who'd been at these secret meetings. Yeah. And they'd probably, I don't know what went on, but somebody called in sick at the last minute. And guess what? Richard Welsh stepped in. These are just facts. Yeah. And after the meeting, they turned it down. And I talked to the developer. He said Mr. Welsh was insistent that we didn't build on there. He was the one that talked them out of it. So I rung the council. I got hold of his solicitor. And I asked if he declared an interest, because I explained he could see the development from his bedroom window. I explained that there'd be more dog shit on his path. I explained that there'd be more pissed up people waking him up at night. I explained that there'd be more traffic, more children. Right? And if that is not a conflict of interest, if you can see the development, you're going to have more traffic. It's obvious, 34 houses, yeah? They're not all going to go one way and not past his house, are they? The kids aren't going to chuck a stone through his window. So on and so on. You can go on forever. Right? If that's not, and I asked that solicitor, did he declare an interest? And he said, I spoke to him before he went in the meeting. And I said, did he declare an interest? And he just went, that's between me and Mr. Welsh. Right? I rung the council, I dogged them. Yeah? I sent them emails. I complained about I'm not looking at this house that was demolished. Right? And I explained you only need a tape measure. If the width of the wall was 16 inch, it was new. If it was 3 foot wide, yeah, it was old. Right? All you had to do was look through the window to see how thick the wall was, right? And guess what they said? They weren't going to do anything about it, right? And I'll give you an example of a man that built a house, yeah, and he surrounded it by big bales, yes, and he lived in it, and he didn't have planning permission, and they knocked it down, right? It's not, if you demolish a house, yeah, if I was to knock a house down now, you could not, these are their laws, you could not rebuild it without planning permission, and you would get done for demolishing it without planning permission. Right, that happened, right, and it was a running joke. It took about 4 years to build, yeah, and we used to take the mickey out of it and say that the workmen were lost, yeah, because they were lost in the job. It shouldn't have taken 4 fucking years, seriously, yeah, and we used to say, hey up, they've taken that wall down at Lost, right? There's every single, right? I told them we live in a small place. I told the council that everybody had witnessed it. Yeah. And they did nothing apart from saying, we're not going to investigate.
Yep.
Yeah. All because you wouldn't take a brown envelope. And then when you start asking questions and you know with your, it's not right, this, with all them names cropping up on company's house and all this, it's a con. And then they send you a letter saying your council tax is going up. Yeah? Right. I'm not a greedy landowner. Yeah. I've got 6 people in this. And yes, it'd be nice to have that money, but I tell you what I'd do with it if I got it. And I've told you, haven't I, Andrew?
Yep.
I'm going to buy them beautiful families a house.
Who was it that gave the brown envelope, mate?
Pardon?
Who was it that gave the
You
brown?
what?
Who was it that asked you to give the brown envelope to make sure that your plannings was passed?
David Staveley. He said to me he was doing the planning. This was the first one where we got 7 houses, yeah. And I met him in the town square in Settle. And he said, you've gone for planning permission. I said, yes. He said, who's doing it? I said, Jonathan, a local planner, and I'm seeing the rest of the thing through. And he said, oh, you need to get a company to do this for you. You think he was recommending a regeneration firm, but he didn't say that, yeah. But he said, if you don't do it, you won't get it. I said, I'll fucking get it. It's infill, you dickhead. Yeah, that's what I said to him. And he said, it'd be a lot easier if you just give me a brown envelope. Yeah, all right. And people can disbelieve me. Yes, I have sinned. I have lied. I've done the lot. Yeah. I'd swear on a Bible. I swear on my kids' lives. That's what he said to me. Right now, look what the fuck they're doing to me. cunts.
The man's word
Just
is
be-
bond, and you've said that under the penalty of perjury, like, so, you know, if that's it, it's done. It's a done deal.
Just because they don't want to get into trouble. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of them in that trouble now, isn't there? You know, they're thick as thieves, so to say. So they're all covering up each other's backs now. So whoever that was that's come out today, you know, we don't know, do we?
No.
We don't know
No.
who it was yet.
It could be the bank. It could be anything, couldn't it?
Well, exactly. I mean, because this isn't just to do with what you've exposed within the council. You know, and you've got
It could be my mum. It could be my mum. It could be the solicitor.
it could be, because this is what they'll do, is they'll attack your family to attack you. That's what they'll do. So you don't know what they're saying in your mum's ear. That's how they
Oh,
make
no.
they whisper into ears. That's what they're doing. They're whispering into ears.
I've had hospitals ring me, doctors ring me.
You only have
Stop me seeing me kids.
You don't have to look at Sean Gizzing to see exactly what we're doing with her. Exactly the same, you know.
Yeah, just the same.
Yeah.
Just for telling the truth. What's wrong with people? What is wrong?
Because that affects a lot of people, and those people are in positions that can pull the strings and make people go away.
This is gonna be another fucking week without sleeping. Another week without eating. Because you can't sleep and you can't eat when you feel like this.
Where are the public servants? Those that serve the public. Those that serve the people.
Right, I'm not crying because I'm frightened.
I know, but
I'm not crying because I'm scared. I'm crying because I'm angry. I'm angry that we live in a world where nobody cares anymore. Nobody tells the truth anymore. I just want to be a good dad, to bring my children up to be truthful and honest and stand up for what's right. I swore an oath to protect this country and the people of this country. And if anybody thinks they're coming in this wagon and dragging me out, they're going to wish they'd never, ever, ever met me. I'm not taking this shit. Yeah?
nor should you, my friend.
I will protect my castle till I die. Yeah? And I will use reasonable force. Right? And if that means I have to use a weapon to defend myself, I will. And if I fear for my life, I will use a weapon because that's reasonable force. And if they don't want me to be frightened, they can stand outside and talk to me all fucking day if they want. Yeah? I've even got a solicitor telling me everything I'm saying is right. Yeah? I asked him, my first question, I asked my solicitor, I said, nice to meet you, Mr. Bentley. Am I dead lost at sea? And he said, no, you can't be, you're here. I said, so why do all these solicitors represent us, legalese, dog Latin? Yeah? Yeah, I haven't been studying law long, but I know what's right and I know what's wrong. Yeah? And this is not right. Yeah? This is communism. The government were dissolved in 2006. Yeah? We have no government. It's on Company's House.
It's a corporate takeover, for sure.
And what does Boris Johnson do? Think he has authority over me. And if he does, that fat, useless piece of shit needs to come to see me, step outside my wagon. I will shake his hand. And I will ask him one question. Who the fuck do you think you are, you fat piece of shit? You have no authority over me. I'm a fucking man. Now, if you think you've got authority over me, you fucking prove it with material and physical evidence. Until you don't, fuck off. I'm not governed, yeah?
Right? There's not one man out there, not one man, yeah, who has authority over me, right? And if you think you have, you can get, yeah. I'm sick of it. I'm a fucking man, and you can get fucked. I've had enough.
Yep.
Yeah, they're not hunting me now, and I'm staying here. If they come for me, I'll come for them.
You're the man. You're the agent of the person.
Yes, I'm the agent of the surname,
Person, yeah, is the word who you
right? And a person is a legal entity, a dead entity, dead lost at sea. I've learned all this because I've got judges speaking to me in English.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you are dead lost at sea, they come out in black because they're mourning you.
in the morning robe.
The police can't do anything if you do not contract.
Yeah.
And they use legalese and dog Latin to confuse you. I know it all. Yeah. All the shit.
Person.
It's crap.
It's right to
A
get
person is a corporation. Full stop. It's a business.
defined under the Black's Law Dictionary.
It's all there.
Only apply to the person. So it only applies.
Yes, and I'm not a person. I am not a person. I'm the agent of the person.
Right.
Or I'm the agent of the customer. Nobody, no man on this earth can force a personage on me. Yeah, and I can defend my castle. Right, so you can stick your old cap surname right up your ass, because I've already proved that, because I don't pay tax. And I chose to pay national insurance. Yeah, and I told the police to fuck off. And I know what I'm saying is correct because I've experienced, lived it, put myself in a position to make sure that everything I was saying was true and correct.
And that you had the physical material evidence to substantiate what you were stating.
I don't need proof. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't need evidence. I know I'm a man. Yeah. And a man who swore to protect his, yeah. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. Yes. I've been in court for fighting. Yeah. I've lied. I've cheated. Yeah. But I was young. I didn't know who I was. Right. And once I found out who I was, I don't want to lie.
Right.
I don't want to cheat. I just want to protect my country, my family, and the people of the country. And I want it known here and on the record that I'm not a person, and I'm not dead lost at sea, because it's obvious, isn't it? Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this. We wouldn't be talking to each other, right? So I walk into a court and I'm talking to this fucking idiot who thinks I'm dead lost at sea. You must be in your fucking out of your mind to go, one, to go in there, and two, to listen to a lot of shit from some prick that thinks they've got authority over you when you haven't caused any harm, hurt, or loss. Right? I've spoken to a solicitor, David Bentley. Yes? And he won't admit it live. But he's admitted everything I said. He's even admitted there's a BNF01 thing. He's admitted the whole damn lot. There's only one document, yeah, on this earth that proves who you are, and they can stick their fucker right up their ass, because I don't need that. I know who I am. You don't need a certificate. You need nothing, because you were born naked. Until them pillocks slapped a certificate on you, they can keep the certificate. They can keep the trust. Yeah? Right, we were on live, we were Googling, and her husband had done it, and she was worth £2 million at face value on the stock market. Your stock.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. It's legalized slavery.
Yeah. by
And
deception.
they threaten you. If you don't pay tax, we're going to lock you up. If you don't pay council tax, we're going to lock you up. If you don't register your car, we're going to lock you up. And what do you get? You get a piece of paper. Yeah. An insurance certificate is a piece of paper. It's old paper.
Yep.
I'm not paper.
Nope.
Right? And the world needs to know that the man, James Holgate, has stepped in there and he's telling the truth. And if anybody wants to prove me wrong, then they can step forward with their material and physical evidence and I'll agree with them. Because then I'll admit I'm wrong, because that's what a man does. Yeah? He admits he's wrong.
He's not a man if he don't admit he's wrong.
You what?
I said he's not a man if he doesn't admit he's wrong. He's a coward, and you're not a coward.
Like are we talking like cowards, like judges, solicitors, and the police, and the government, and the councils?
Well,
They're all liars.
Some cowards don't even know they're cowards, do they? I mean, that's again with liars. See, a liar is a liar because he knows the truth. But those people that regurgitate those lies, but they don't realise they're lies, they think they're lies, doesn't make them not true, does it? They're still lies, yeah? It's just that they don't realise they're lying. It's down to the volition and intent, isn't it? So did they intend to lie? No, they didn't intend to lie, but they still lied. A lie's a lie. The truth is the only thing, you know, that's it, simple. Anyway, on this, I'm going to take my dog for a walk now.
Yeah.
I think we've gone clear on this one. And I would suggest this as well, because it's by appointment only. Yeah, by appointment only. If you want to contact James, and you wanted to arrange a meeting, then we will arrange a meeting in public. Yeah, and James will have his supporting team that stands with him to make sure that everything runs smoothly and clear and transparent for and on the record.
Yes.
No more. We know, we've seen, he said previously, they've attacked him. They've attacked him when he went into the bank and asked for the simple thing, can you provide me the trust?
No, they didn't attack me. They hunted me down like a fox for 5 nights. Yeah, I came back to Alistair's house. Yeah, he'll tell you. And then they followed us. They followed us everywhere. Yeah? Everywhere. I mean everywhere. I mean everywhere. You couldn't go out your door and you weren't being followed. Yeah, there were drones up. There was helicopters. There was dogs. Yeah? And I ate nettles.
Yeah.
Drunk out of troughs. Climbed over fucking them bastards. Yeah?
Yeah.
Until I give up and I stepped out in front of that bus. And then they followed me all the way home. Helicopter flying over the fields that I'm walking across. People wouldn't believe the story. Yeah? Right. I didn't realise that asking one simple question, and that's all I did, Andrew.
Yeah.
I haven't caused any trouble. I hadn't done anything wrong. I just went in and said, could you tell me if the bank have committed fraud because the document wasn't signed correctly? And they froze my bank account. Yeah. I wasn't with my wife at the time, and I got Alistair, my friend here, to come and pay the mortgage. And I only realised they'd frozen it because I went to get some money out. They didn't even tell me. This was after I'd been chased, after I'd gone through all that crap, and then they froze it. Was it a day before my mortgage went out? It was the day before my mortgage went out, because I said, you need to get down there and pay it now. Yeah, they wouldn't take the money off my friend. I had to ring up, he rung me up, and I'm speaking to the woman. I had to ring my wife to go and get paid, because if he didn't get paid before that door closed on that day, they'd have repossessed my house the next day as well. And I had £13,000 in that bank account. I had £1,000 in an ISA. Yeah. So anybody that's worrying about having the money turned off when it's digital, right? They can turn it off now. Yeah. Yeah. So I've been back in the bank. I've got a number and the lot on her.
Yeah. And this was asking for the original copy of the mortgage, yeah? This was simply for asking the original,
Yes.
with your wet ink signature on.
Yes, and then now they're lying and saying they've torn them all up and digitalised it.
which is a
Well,
complete lie, because we
that
know
would mean that if they've torn the contract up,
it's over.
then there is no contract, there is no mortgage.
Correct. There never was in the first place.
But you go and tell them that, and guess what? They'll hunt you down and shoot you, won't they?
Exactly. So this is what I'm trying to say. There's a lot of things that's been going on that that James has done, just by asking some simple questions, which everybody has the right to be made certain of. And the fact is that nobody's mortgage out there, the original one's gone, because it's already been sold on. And that's the point. They don't have anyone's mortgage deed out there because they've sold it. And they lie and lie and lie, and they're all in on it. And the banks are what they are, which is why, this is the point. Anyway, we'll round it at that. We'll round it to that. I'll get this one up and out, yeah?
Right.
Because this is falling on the record, because this is what you're doing to him. So anything else you're doing, we know why you're doing it, because we've pointed out some simple points. And those are facts, not us saying them. We're just pointing out some simple facts.
Right, Andrew, I'd like to put this very simply on and for the record, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you ask for documents from public servants, not just banks, but public servants, you should be able to have them. Can I have your insurance details, please? They should say, yes, here they are. Do you act under the 7 Northern Principles? They should just say yes.
Do they?
Right? And is that right?
They understand if they ever been told them.
And they're public servants.
If they've not been told what the 7 Northern Principles are and don't understand what they are, they're not public servants. They've not been trained to be servants.
But the CEO shouldn't be doing his job then, should he?
No.
Because he should either have that on the desks, on the walls, on the door when you come in, so then the public understand what the public don't even know what 7 Northern Principles are.
Very, very good point. And this is a good point, yeah. And that's
The
why
people
in their public servants to the 7 Northern Principles, which they must adhere to because they've sworn an oath to do so, or contractually obligated to. They are obligated to the 7 Northern Principles, which is honesty, integrity, selflessness, so on and so forth. That's enough. Let's have enough of it, and let's see the transparency. That's all we've ever asked for. We're not asking for anything wrong, but those that are doing wrong don't like transparency.
no.
So anyway, on that note,
Okay.
mate. God bless you, mate. You stay strong. I'm here anyway. Okay, mate. Take care, mate.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you very much for all your time. Yeah, I appreciate it.
No problems, mate.
You're a gentleman.
It's 27 minutes past 8 over here in Greece, so it's 28 minutes past 6 in England. It's 30th of March, just to confirm it. Okay. God bless.
Thank you.
Stay strong.
Yeah.
Cheers, Alex. You stand with him. Stand true with him, mate. Good. God bless, mate. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.